It begins with a denial. For nearly half a century, the United States insisted that Area 51 simply did not exist. No documents, no maps, no acknowledgement. Only a patch of desert erased from official reality. But the truth was always there, glimmering beneath the Nevada heat, surrounded by miles of silence, dust, and restricted airspace. A place so secret that even pilots sworn to the highest clearance levels whispered about it with fear. The origins of Area 51 trace back to the 1950s, during the paranoia of the Cold War. The CIA needed a place hidden from Soviet eyes, from the public, even from most branches of the US military. A place where the unthinkable could be built. They found it in a dry lakebed called Groom Lake, a barren, shimmering expanse where heat waves dance like hallucinations. This was the birthplace of the U-2 spy plane, a machine that could soar higher than any aircraft created before it, touching the edge of space, slipping unnoticed above enemy territories. Every test flight here was classified, buried under layers of deception. But when civilians began reporting strange lights crossing the sky, glowing orbs moving too fast, too high, too silently, the government said nothing. They allowed a myth to grow, because myths are easier to manage than truths. By the 1960s, Area 51 became the cradle of the A-12 Oxcart, a black titanium arrow capable of Mach 3 speeds. It sliced through the atmosphere so fast that its friction alone could heat the airframe beyond 500 degrees. To the untrained eye, it looked alien, otherworldly, a craft that defied everything the public knew about aviation. And yet, every sighting was dismissed. Weather balloon, atmospheric distortion, misremembered details. Anything except the classified reality unfolding in the desert. Workers were flown in on unmarked planes from Las Vegas, flights known only as Janet. These passengers vanished into a world without cell signals, without families, without names. Reported later that their skin burned, their lungs ached, their memories blurred. Toxic chemical disposal was rampant. Mixtures of classified substances were burned in open pits. When employees grew ill and demanded answers, the government denied the existence of the base altogether, making legal action nearly impossible. Their suffering became another secret buried in the sand. But the world changed in 1989. A man named Bob Lazar stepped forward, claiming he had worked on reverse engineering technology unlike anything humanity had built. He spoke of gravity manipulation, of craft shaped like smooth metallic discs, of hangars carved into the mountainside. His identity was attacked, his employment records erased, his past scattered. Whether he told the truth or not, what frightened people wasn't his claims. It was the lengths taken to silence them. Only in 2013 did the US government finally admit the truth. Area 51 is real. Not aliens, not recovered spacecraft, but decades of aviation experiments so advanced they appeared impossible. Yet the admission raised more questions than answers. Why keep the location secret after the U-2 program was declassified? Why expand the restricted airspace year after year? Why add new underground structures detectable on satellite imagery? Why increase security protocols to levels surpassing nuclear sites? Today, Area 51 remains one of the most monitored pieces of land on the planet. Motion sensors buried in the ground, cameras watching from hidden ridges, white trucks patrolling the dust, drivers masked behind tinted glass. Get too close, and they appear without warning, silently, as if the desert itself had swallowed you whole. Airspace above it, R4808N, known by pilots as the Box, is forbidden to all but the most authorized military operations. Even commercial pilots avoid it instinctively. Entering it triggers immediate military response. Satellite images reveal expansion, new hangars large enough to conceal aircraft never acknowledged by the Pentagon, runways stretching into nowhere, heat signatures from structures buried deep underground. Experts believe Area 51 now focuses on next-generation stealth, unmanned technologies, and experimental propulsion systems, projects whose details will not be declassified for decades. Some speculate the testing of hypersonic platforms. Others believe the U.S. works on sensors capable of detecting objects far beyond Earth's atmosphere. But what fuels the mystery isn't what's confirmed. It's what's still missing. Documents remain redacted. Budgets remain black. Files disappear under classification numbers so obscure that even FOIA requests return only darkness. Area 51 is no longer just a military base. It is a symbol of secrecy, of denial, of the idea that the most extraordinary truths are always buried beneath official silence. And perhaps the greatest mystery is simple. If the government hid the U-2, the A-12, and the SR-71 for decades, what are they hiding now? In the end, Area 51 is not about aliens or conspiracies. It is about power, knowledge hidden behind desert winds, secrets guarded by shadows, truth locked away where no civilian will ever walk. A place where the line between reality and myth dissolves in the heat of Groom Lake. A place where silence is policy, and mystery is the only language spoken.